Hi, my name is Jean-Michel Moudre and I'm the CEO and founder of SharinPix. Very happy to deliver today one of the masterclass to help you to become a super admin. Like you're gonna see crazy things to maximize your Service Cloud and become the next superhero for all your company as soon as you're talking about data collection. That's gonna be the subject today. And the idea is to talk about all the ways where you can implement data capture. Is it for agents behind the desktop or field workers that are mainly using mobile or tablets? We will express you the kind of solution that you have to go with for each of those kind. So, talking first about who we are. You may have heard about SharinPix. We are visual experts. We've learned since years of time what it costs to implement something that includes a lot of extra information on top of the data capture. So, is it someone on your website that needs to explain something and maybe you want to upload some pictures, as well as answering questions, or someone on the field that needs to document his job with sketches and photos and videos and so on. So, we've learned about how it is integrated in Salesforce or how it can become one at one moment of time and how easy an admin requires that to be and what the kind of power that you need to have on top of that. This is where we've learned since a long time everything that is needed there. So first of all, if you have a data capture that is on your website, mainly you will have multiple ways to encrypt that. The first one is very easy web to case. So you can have a form that is created by Salesforce that will display directly in your website that permits people to enter and boom, that creates a case in Salesforce. Web to case, that's the first stop that you have to go for if ever you want an easy way for people to create a ticket or create an incident entry within your website. You can also do that by an email. You just have to set up an email service within your Salesforce and sending that to a specific email. Then it will create a case in the same way, and all the attachments will be there. And you also have agent force that is you have service agent action that permits to while you talk to an agent force, as an example on your website, you will be able to create a case as soon as you ask for it. So that's something that you can also have as an automation. So we have, as SharinPix, bringing bricks that permits you to add the ability to take a pictures, to upload a video, to upload a scanned document as part of that, or to retrieve attachments from the emails and make them very useful, very easy to be opened, annotated, searched for as soon as you have an agent that is working on the case. But I will go for the most, I think, on my side, most interesting and disruptive type. Field data capture. Because as soon as you come on talking about field workers, you ask a lot of questions, you have a lot of information. Let's say a guy that is repairing an elevator will needs to explain what kind of problem he's got, what are the security check he's done, and blah blah blah. Lot of stuff there. So basically, if you're working on Salesforce, you may ask those questions using flow screens, and that's a pretty good way to do it, to be really frank. But you will see that you got some limitations here. There is a new thing that has been also deployed by Salesforce in the latest version, which is data capture, and I'm going to talk about that, which is a little more convenient than flows. And there is third-party apps such as SharinPix that are offering other solutions. And let's focus on all the different the difference that you will see on all those kind of things. So if you want to go for flows, that's pretty neat. Super easy. Is just describing within a screen which field you're gonna update and make a logic on top of that. It has to be done by an admin. Most of the time, when you have an entry within your flow, it's a field within Salesforce. So if you need to add more questions, you may require to save that in more fields in your Salesforce. And if within the same record or same object, you want to have different questions, then you may double the number of fields and make that harder from the data model to be able to maintain that. So of course it's out of the box, it's super easy to use, it can present things in a very nice way, but that's the only option is when you go with very simple use cases. If you go for something super complicated, maybe that's not the best solution. That's why, by the way, Salesforce has come with something called data capture. So data capture first. Flows are available everywhere on your desktop, on your Salesforce mobile, works everywhere. Data capture is working only on Salesforce Field Service mobile app and is very similar to a flow but doesn't touch data model. It's much more like a question and answers kind of data model that you will retrieve within your Salesforce. Wherever you can just drag and drop using similar tool, which is in that case the form builder that is very close to the flow builder to be referenced. So you can drag and drop questions and add some logic on top of that. And that's a very good experience for the field workers as soon as you don't need super advanced things. But to create that, super easy. You have a form builder that permits you to create a form like a flow. Then you can call that flow directly when you call a new form, and that new form gonna be attached directly to your Salesforce field service object, such as an example work order. However, you will have the abilities to capture a lot of information. So you have different kind of question. You can ask for an address. You can ask for an answer as a checkbox or a group of checkboxes or a date or blah blah blah. You can retrieve mostly everything that you would like to do in a very basic way that is very straightforward to do, such as an example, upload an image and maybe making a quick annotation on it as something that will be available there, as well as upload a file from your phone if ever you already have set it up a file there. So I mean, it's pretty good a solution, and it looks pretty good within Salesforce Field Service. So you will have a new tab named Forms that appears there that permits you to start a new checklist or form that's going to be run right away, like question and answers that appear in a nice way as you see in that screen. That works offline. That permits you to don't finish something and get back to it, as an example, after the lunch and restart it and finish it. So Word is not perfect. Uh, at this time, the data capture results will be uploaded in Salesforce as a JSON. So you will have to rework that to make that either a document. Of course, down the road you may have a document generation that's going to come with Salesforce. They have announced that, but today it's not available. You will have also to catch the errors that can happen during the processing to show that as an error. So it's not perfect yet, but it's working. It's kind of slow sometimes when you open a form. It can take multiple tens of seconds, sometimes 30 seconds, but at least it works and it's a better experience than the flow builder and its work offline. But there is a lot of limitation that you have to be aware here. First of all, if you guys use iPads and want to use the total area of the iPad, it's very limited and it's much more like a big column in the center rather than using all the area. If you need to propose that and make power user to add sometimes a new answer, a new question that's going to be hard to be done, you have to go as an admin, just like flows. File images got some limitation as an example. Without doing extra settings or resizing, blah blah blah, you may have a hard limit at 20 photos. So if you need to be serious about photos, you may want to have another thing. If you're just taking one photo and doing one annotation, it's cool. But if you're doing more, maybe you have to double think about it. And as we've already discussed, there is no PDF that is generated after that, such as showing the result of that checklist somewhere, and you don't have any summary. It will just appear like question and answers that requires hard works to dive into to retrieve the information that you need. But as I said, it's part of field service. So as soon as you have a field service license, it's already there. So you can use that to start. And then there is a lot of offers on the App Exchange. And if you search for forms directly on the App Exchange, you will find a lot of answers. And there is people that have done crazy things since multiple years of time that it became a thing on Salesforce App Exchange to find third-party tools that can fit your needs. So most of those forms are online forms design, very rarely taking all the digital habits of your users, such as they may have a use of an app that permits to scan the documents, or even another app to make annotation or create a sketch, and maybe another app to capture measurements or room in 3D or this kind of thing. And the idea behind SharinPix that is one of those tools that is just making the world a little different is that we call that BYOH, which is bring your own habits. So you have a lot of things that you use on your phone in different apps. Just make all that in one shop for all. And as part of your Salesforce implementation, being able to go right away there when you need it without having to jump into other different apps, save that as a file, then re-upload it, and blah blah blah. So that's the idea behind what we have as SharinPix. We go behind most of the time expectation that we have, because we have a lot of our customers that have single requirements that are very high, such as one is asking for video, the other one is wanting to make markers on the floor plans, the other one is wanting to capture a room in 3D so they can do measurement afterwards. And we have done that directly within Salesforce there, which is pretty cool. So now we have photos, videos, floor plans, area views that can capture area view directly from a view like Google Map, and then sketches and even scanning document as PDF as an example. So all those kind of things are part of the SharinPix offer, and we've done that since years. So everything visual gonna be part of your form. So within the form offer that we have is slightly different than the others. What we want first is something super easy to set up. Let's say you already have a form as a PDF. Just upload it, let the AI part of SharinPix work like magic, and boom, you got all the questions and answers that are drafted for you, that you may just change a little thing or just go live with this. Just from the PDF that has been expressed, we can create that. Of course, you will be able to create one from scratch by just drag and drop and WYSIWYG, so you see what you see, and I'm just going to show you that in a second. The idea is an admin or a power user will not lose hours to create a new form. Boom, you upload, you scan it, and it's done. Then we want also the same experience for the people in the field. So if you're in the field, you need to do something. You need to enter something that is super complicated to enter. You can take that in picture. AI will recognize what is the serial number as part of all the thing that has been written on the label. Extract that and put that directly in the field. We call that magic field and all snap to field, as you see here. And the idea is just like take in picture what you want to extract, and the admin just have to express in a pure plain English, or even in French, it works on many languages, by the way, what you want to have extracted and get there. And of course, you will retrieve all the basics that you may want from the form. Conditional questions, formulas, blocks, and blah, blah, blah. All that is part there, but all that is working offline. Even if you capture a video, or if you place point on the floor plan, etc. So your field user is going to be totally empowered by this and making their job easier without wondering if they are online or offline at this time, and having the AI to help them do a better job. And of course, we're going to enrich that with all the power of SharinPix. So if you want advanced annotations or even sketches, if you want to place directly an aerial view and get that captured, or use barcodes to scan that, everything that you can do basically with a camera that you may rely on other apps to do, going to be part of that and available for your field users. And last is not least, because when you've done that job, it's not the end of it. Then you need the people in the back office to have a better view of that and maybe to share that to your customer. So first, having a summary and some of those data being able to be retrieved in custom object is key, so you can have your statistics and your reports and your views reflecting that. And maybe also next actions, and maybe a global score that's going to be automatically computed. So we offer that just by a prompt. Just express what you want. Oh, global score is okay as soon as I have less than 3 scratches. More than 3 scratches, if it's up to 5, a global score of 4 is acceptable, and blah, blah, blah. You just express that, and it's just going to calculate what is a global score. And it's going to look after the answers for you while you describe that way. But we also have a very good PDF generation tool that permits you to have a personalized PDF or multiple different templates based on the form, one for the external people, one for the internal people. that makes a very good experience there, and that will permit for people to definitely send that as a PDF to people that don't have access to your Salesforce. That's the way we want to enrich also your Salesforce data with something that's going to build for that. So the SharinPix form experience will get you a best experience on the iPad as you see on your right now, wherever you have a very quick entry, something that you can easily be documented. If a question doesn't has not been made to take pictures, you can click on it and add a note or a picture, even if it was not designed for that at the beginning. So it will help you afterwards or someone on the back office to understand why you've answered no to that question or yes to that question. Furthermore, when you open your Salesforce form response within Salesforce that is attached as an example here to a work order, you will have a quick access as a quick view that permits you to review the question and answers. Those can exist as well as record in Salesforce. So you can build the automation that you want. Question 7, if he answer no, an email needs to be to be sent to the owner because an urgent action needs to be done. If you want to do that, you will be able to implement that based on Salesforce basic automation as part of that. And the PDF that's going to be generated is going to be richer, going to be very nice to be seen, can be personalized by logos and so on. And that could be sent directly to your customers, or even, as I said, having a different version for your customer and for your partner. And you can go behind expectation. As an example, if you want a 3D version of the room, you just go and part of the form you're gonna calculate in 3D what are the walls. They're gonna use the LiDAR that you have at the back on your iPhone or the iPad, and just gonna capture that 3D thing that then gonna be exposed as you see now within your Salesforce desktop, so you can add measurements afterwards. So you don't have to revisit if you need one of those, or even to create a 2D floor plans for that. That could be automated as well. But you can also use the floor plans and place different markers directly within the form. And each marker that you're gonna add gonna prompt a subform like deficiencies or a new assets that needs to be added there. So that's perfect to have something that is gonna be structured to place things and answer things in a very interactive way. And we see that on an iPad is gonna be perfect. So time to do a choice. What do you guys think you will have to choose depending on what you want to do? I mean, Salesforce Flow, data capture, third-party apps, and SharinPix forms, they are all good in different manners. But when you talk about only field data collection, Salesforce Flow most of the time is not very optimized for the tablets. Even if you can do a few things, they have enhanced that, but it's not perfect. It's absolutely not customizable by a non-admin, and you can do that on Salesforce first, and but doesn't have any optimized output, such as a PDF that's going to be generated. It's another works to do. Data capture is already answering a part of those questions. You got a better experience. It's not optimized for the tablet at all. It's work on the mobile, which is pretty cool. Still not available for power user to make any modification in that. You have to be an admin. Doesn't get any interactive visual. You just can take a picture and make a very small annotation, but that works in at least, especially if you have only 1 or 2 photos. And at this time doesn't get any PDFs that's going to be generated. However, we have some third-party apps that has done a very good job. Some have very good tablet implementation. Some others has not. Some are customizable by a power user, and some are restricted to admin. There is a lot of limitation there as soon as you are talking about the number of images and the size of it that you want to have on both Salesforce flows, data capture, and third-party apps, and that could be a problematic. However, as soon as you have interactive visual experience, some of the third parties have done few stuff that are, let's say, the minimum, and some are offering the output that you need. But SharinPix offer that all. Very good iPad experience, like customizable by power user, no limitation at all. We have people that upload hundreds of pictures that they're taking in the very highest resolution, or even videos that has been added to that. Doesn't require the field service license, could be even sent as a link that someone that don't have access to your Salesforce. As well as having all the interactive visual experience that you've seen, and even more, and a PDF that is pretty nice and could be used in an easy way. So, the answer depends. In the case one, you just have 10 questions and you have just one maybe image capture and upload. Go for it. And even data capture gonna be a good answer. And if you don't have field service, maybe the flow builder gonna be nice as well. But if you have a lot of questions that needs to be organized, that change many times, so it doesn't it's always bother the power user to ask, oh, to the admin, can you please add this question because you need that right away. And as an admin, you don't want to do that all the time. And you need to have a lot of image to capture and to upload, but also to have automation behind that, so they're going to be appearing on the right document, on the right place. Definitely, SharinPix is the best solution. So I hope you had great time during that masterclass. I'm very open to be contacted for any of those as questions. If you have any question around that, so just go on the Up Exchange. It's come with a free trial. We even have a trial org. If you click try for free, we have a trial org that permits you to have access to that experience without setup anything, on which you will be able to play with that a little. So don't hesitate. Go for it and let me know what you think about it. And if you have any question, always remember the SharinPix visual experts are here and super happy to help you. Thank you. Bye bye.